Yo, a wise man once told me that every hero got his own theme music. Yeah, run that.
It's your Mandela, first half handsome. Fly out the gate, create visual anthems. I'm walking excitement, personified dopeness. Pay attention to detail. I zero in, focus, it's just my passion. Whether coordinating or clashing, no matter what I'm rocking, it's about that action. Got an eye for fashion, just happen to be fortunate. Still age appropriate, street gutter to corporate. Tailor-made suits to throwbacks, hot pink to jet black, silk tweed and denim. Your man will get you on track. Can't forget the sneaker game, quarter century deep. Rock something you forgot about. I wish you would call me a hype shirt dressed with a light crease. I smell like the ocean breeze. Groomed up, knife matched down. You can't deny me. Pull up on the scene, low key, walking through slowly. You already know, B. All eyes is on me. Involuntary measures cause extraordinary pleasure. I provide the look to keep the energy together. So like, share, subscribe, lock in. You can't go wrong. The Schwebel room presents the left leg of Goldtron.
Yo, what's going on? It's your Mandela, first half handsome here, with another episode of the left leg of Goldtron. And shout out to the whole Schwebel room fam, you know what I'm saying? Everything is everything. We growing stronger. Shout out to all the subscribers, new and previous, and all the viewers too while we at it. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate that. I'm sure everybody else does as well too. As I was saying before, left leg of Goldtron, where you got to be comfortable in what you're wearing. Always be comfortable. Be comfortable in the skin you in. You know what I'm saying? Don't go broke trying to impress or improve somebody else. And wear what you like. I mean, I know that ain't the order that I've been saying it in, but it's still all there and you get the gist of it. You dig? Today we're gonna talk about a personal matter. You know what I'm saying? If you look back at the screen behind me, you will see those are all pictures of me. And before we go any further, no, it ain't AI. No, it's not Photoshop. All the pictures are of me. Majority circa 2012 and before. The second one where I got the sunglasses on, that was 2019. But again, anybody who knows me knows I ain't lying. It's what I used to look like for real. And we're going to get into that today. I mean, as you can see, the topic for this episode is health is wealth, a wise investment. And people always quit to invest in or put money in something that interests them, you know, like clothes, shoes, appliances, shit, guns. I mean, whatever your vice is, you know, people are quick to invest in that, but you don't really get too many people who invest in themselves. And when I say invest in themselves, I'm not talking about as far as something to get them ahead or get their career on track or something of that nature. I'm just talking about in general health, period, you know. I mean, we like anything else that you like and want to preserve, you got to take care of it. the body, it it needs maintenance. These are facts. And I've noticed that a lot of people, because I can't say everybody, but I was guilty of this at one time too. Uh, I would clean my sneakers relatively every time I wore them, you know, made sure that everything was pristine and they lasted. I mean, I still have the majority of them, but at the same time, I'm eating fast food, eating at all times of the day and night, eating when I'm not hungry, mindless eating, and not exercising. It's not really taking care of myself. And reading, what was it, Charlemagne the God's first book, Black Privilege, he had brought up an interesting point where he was saying, yeah, I know a lot of dudes that they'll do the same things that I just mentioned. He said, but they'll put trash in their bodies, eating fast food, you know what I'm saying, potato chips, drinking big old liters of soda like it's nothing. But you take care of material items and you're not realizing that you're the prize, you're needed on this earth. I'm sure there's people who depend on you, not just for financial stability or anything like that, but people that depend on you, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that everybody out here is loved and wanted, whether it's been brought to their attention or not. So you are your best investment. And once you start investing in yourself, you're going to see results. I mean, to quote my favorite MC, Nas, do your body right and it loves you back. You only get one life. So because of that, you know what I'm saying? Uh, and yeah, we're all adults. We do what we're going to do anyway, or what we feel like we want to do. But there also comes a certain time that when you are tired of something or fed up with something, you're going to make that change. And I did that. I want to say right before COVID hit, um, I started juicing. Uh, I cut out sodas. I cut out fast food. I cut out a lot of things. Um, a little bit further on into that journey, I became a pescatarian. Now, you probably like, word, you gave up chicken, beef. Yeah, I gave up all that. But I will say this too. It was by default. Uh Trying to think. Summer of 2020. I mean, granted, we was all quarantining still, and I sat down to my dinner plate and it was a grilled steak on the grill. And I took like one bite of it and instantly I wanted to throw up. It was not good to me. And I spit it out immediately. So I'm thinking, does this beef have COVID? Am I infected with COVIDius? But I didn't really think nothing of it afterwards, you know. I didn't feel no symptoms or anything. And whenever I went out, I was always careful. You know, I was one of the first ones with a face mask on and shoot. I just so happened to get a decent supply of Lysol before you couldn't find it on the shelves no more. So anytime I came in the house, I sprayed myself down with Lysol. Facts. But anyway, I say maybe about a couple of weeks later, same scenario. Sat down to my dinner plate. This time it was grilled chicken. And same results. One bite, felt like I was going to vomit. Spit it back out. So now I'm thinking, all right, there's something going on here with this. So I hit up one of my people, one of my friends who's actually vegan. I'm like, yo, what does it mean when you take a bite of something and off top, one bite makes you want to throw up? And she told me that's basically your body rejecting it, saying it don't want it no more. Okay then. So that's how it was. That's how it was, you know. After that point, I stopped eating beef. I stopped eating chicken. I didn't really eat pork anyway, so that really wasn't nothing for me to give up. Seafood was the only thing that I did not have that issue with. To this day, seafood has been good to me. Hallelujah. Also, same thing with dairy. Now, I'm known for making one slapping mac and cheese. Shout out to my man Ben for giving me the recipe a while back. Good luck, bruh. But I made some mac and cheese for, I can't remember what it was. It might have been for like Labor Day or something like that. But same thing. Took one bite and was like, this is disgusting. I can't do this no more. So, needless to say, I cut out a lot of food in my diet. It is what it is, man. I mean, shoot, again, I thought to myself, what's more important? You not giving up on the foods that you love and constantly being sick, or basically taking away years of your life, or giving that up, changing the way you eat, exercise more, and being on this earth longer. I chose the latter. But yeah, also, I'm gonna just keep it a whole buck with y'all, you know. I did a lot of things to shock the body in the process of all this. I mean, the first step, I was taking appetite suppressant pills, you know what I'm saying, prescribed by my doctor. And I'm not going to give the name of the pills because they don't endorse me. But also, at the same time, again, I told you I cut out fast foods. I cut out sodas. Like, my favorite shit was sweet tea. I started drinking it unsweetened if I had to, or not if I had to, if I was drinking it, because I really didn't drink that much either. I started juicing. I started again because back home I was juicing, but I call that cute juicing. You know what I'm saying? I was basically like, oh, well, this will taste good with this and blending it and all that stuff. And yeah, it was good. But after a while, I'm like, dude, this is getting a little expensive. Again, not seeing the real prize, being on this earth longer, as jacked up as it is, ain't nobody trying to leave no time soon. Where's the lie? So I started juicing again, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm a cute juice. And shout out to my homegirl again. When she found out that I started juicing again, she got me a juicing Bible, and it has like all types of recipes for juicing in it. I mean, if anybody's on that vibe and don't have it, I would suggest you go get that joint because it has great recipes for all types of stuff, man. All types of illnesses, just for getting your body right. You can't go wrong with that. So I started taking recipes out of that, and sooner or later, combined with everything else I was doing, I started noticing a change. And then I said, well, shoot, while I'm doing that, let me change my portion sizes and how I'm actually eating. So some of this was done out of vanity. I ain't gonna even front. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. I started eating on smaller plates. I didn't mound my food up on a mountain to make it even. You know what I'm saying? As far as to compensate for going to a smaller plate, but I started eating on smaller plates. Uh, Whatever I ate at the time, I made sure I chewed my food up a lot. I want to say maybe 40 to 60 times, yo, for real. And that also helps because when you digest it, it's already basically liquefied. So then, too, I made sure after everything I ate, I took sips of water. Drinking alcohol, I started on alkaline water, taking sips of water and swished it around in my mouth every time. Now, that part was done out of vanity because I didn't want to have nothing caught in my teeth. Facts. I ain't going to hold you on that. But I started doing that. I started fasting, juice fasting. Sometimes I do it for like days. Sometimes it'd be more intermittent. Now, again, I'm going to say this as well. Everything that I did it for me, and things might not work out for everybody else. You may not get the same results. So I'm definitely not advocating or saying, oh, you need to go do this. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm telling you what worked for me, because what might work for you might be something totally different. Make sure if you do start this in self-investing, do your research, study, and do whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on this path since 2019. Now, granted, every now and then, like, the weight will fluctuate a little bit. And yeah, I do try to work to get it back down. Sometimes it can be a struggle, sometimes it's not. But at the end of the day, that's normal. Also, I started taking vitamins. I cannot forget the vitamins. I mean, yeah, it's real popular and stuff now, but I was taking that sea moss way back then when people was just really starting to discover it on the mainstream side. I'm not gonna say I'm one of these herbalists out here who is all up on the vitamins and all that stuff and was doing this way back when. Nah, I can't even hold you again. But yeah, I take sea moss, I take elderberry, I take turmeric, uh, I take, what's the other one? It's on the tip of my tongue. Graviola. Graviola is the scientific name, but it's soursop. I take those. Those are known to kill cancer cells. So I take those. Ashwagandha, and I also take chlorophyll. Now, as far as like what I can or what I do eat, gotta make sure that there's a green vegetable present for the majority of the meals that I have. Um, I do a lot of plant-based stuff, but I was reading up on the directions and the ingredients on that as of lately, and I'm kind of cutting some of that out because one, the majority of it is processed, and processed food, period, really ain't good no matter how you package it, slice, dice, flip, and bounce it. Now, again, I do a lot of seafood, so whether it's shrimp, salmon, tuna, whatever the case may be, if it's going to be some type of quote unquote meat on my plate, which fish is not considered meat anyway, but that's what it's going to be. Um, Again, I'm still doing the same, controlling portion sizes, eat on smaller plates, chewing my food up constantly, and taking sips of water right afterwards. Now, I say sips because, shoot, back in the day, I could just guzzle water down like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was with any type of beverage. But again, I've learned to take it slow, take it easy, just take sips of it. You still gonna get there, you know. Um, and a lot of people that don't know me that well or haven't known me for that long, once I tell them, like, yeah, I used to weigh like 350 and 430 pounds, because in that first picture with the orange, and if you look right here with the yellow, yeah, that was a smooth 430, my brother. Smooth 430. And they be like, man, nah, you were never that big. And then I'll break out these pictures and show them. And they look at me with like a double take, like, that's really you? Yeah, that's really me, bro. I mean, what I'ma hide. But uh I wanna say 2013 was when I first started losing weight. But that was due to personal stress and everything. And I just didn't have an appetite. So I want to say I had went from like 430 to what, at my smallest, I was 280. And again, I wasn't adopting the habits that I should have been adopting or that I'm adopting now. And over the course of time, put the weight back on. I had gotten back up to 365 before I was like, you know what? It's time to do something about this for real and be real about it. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, shoot, why don't you just get the weight loss surgery? And to your point, I was that close, to getting it. Meaning I had went through all the channels. The only thing that I had to do was get a psych evaluation before I was actually going to get the surgery done. I had a scope done. I had been to all the support group meetings, like support group meetings. Put a pin in that. We're going to come right back to that. Saw a nutritionist, did all of that. Again, I just had to get a psych evaluation and I would have been on. But what stopped me from doing that was once I relocated, they told me that after you first get the surgery, you have to come back to the office once a month for 18 months for a checkup. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but ain't no way I'm doing this back and forth thing 18 times. I got up out of there for a reason, not to come back and visit constantly. Facts. But anyway, they said, and after that, you have to come back like once a year. Again, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not trying to do that anyway. But back to the whole support group thing, like that is basically the reason why I'm even speaking on this right now, why this podcast episode is basically about this, is because I was talking with a lady at work the other night, and I was telling her what was going on. Not what was going on, but everything, because we had got on the subject somehow. I don't remember. And I was like, yeah, I went to the support groups and all that stuff. And she was like, why would you need a support group? And I told her, I'm like, well, the support group is not just to make sure that you're good and everything. And then I was speaking on like the whole psych evaluation. And she was like, well, why would you need a psych evaluation for that? And I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but the psych evaluation and the support groups kind of come hand in hand. Basically, you think about it, when you go from me in the orange to me in the black shirt, in the orange shirt, and heck, in that yellow shirt pick, my waist size was a smooth 54-inch waist, bruh. I was rocking 54, size 54 shorts and pants and all that stuff. To now, in a picture of me with the marathon t-shirt on, I'm a 32. You know what I'm saying? So you go from a 54 to a 32. Granted, that's over some years, but still, you go from a 54 to a 32. That's a game changer. That changed the way you buy your clothes. That changes how you purchase them, as far as you don't have to go to the big and tall section no more, as I affectionately called it back then, the fat dude section. And with fashion, things are more broad, I would say, as far as if you a big dude now, you have a lot more options than I did back in my day when I was in that. And I mean, I made it work, but you only had a small window to shop out of, ironically. But that changes the way you shop. Then once you do lose all that weight, you are on a lot of people's radar. You get a whole lot of attention from females who you thought was probably that one, or you didn't have a major crush on, and now they're starting to notice you. You know what I'm saying? That can alter your mind. And ultimately, that and the support group was surprisingly, I mean, it might not be a surprise, but surprisingly, it was basically to, uh, I don't want to say stop or curb, but it was basically to make sure that you didn't become some type of sex addict. And as strange as it may sound, I mean, once you think about it, you go from one addiction to another. That's just how it is. I don't know anybody who doesn't have their vice, or one vice will switch to something else. You know what I'm saying? And being that, okay, you done lost all this weight, you used to think about eating a whole lot, and you probably didn't have all the attention that you had when you were that size, when you were bigger. Now you getting attention, you outside, eyes is at you, you getting that short look. Yeah, that will change a whole lot of things in your mind, because now it's like, well, shoot, I can get the hot chick now. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, she checking for me. So I'm about to see what's going on with it. Next thing you know, another one checking you out. Well, shoot, I'm loving all this attention. And we all know attention is the biggest drug in this world. We set that on the Deeper Dives dialogue. This is facts. That's why you got all these people doing all this stuff for likes and views and comments. But once you get all that attention and your popularity is growing, like you buzzing, people talking about you like, oh yeah, girl, he done lost all that weight. He looking fine. Blase this, blase that. All your dude, hey man, that's what's up, man. I see you, brother. Keep up the good work. Trust me, as much as you think it won't go to your head, it will. I'm not saying that I'm a victim of it. If I was, I wouldn't tell you anyway. Some things you gotta keep to yourself. But nah, it's just, again, you go from not having no attention, you being possibly on your Xbox or PlayStation playing, or on your PC playing video games the whole time, to, again, now wherever you go, you notice somebody noticing you. That changes a whole lot. So yeah, the psych evaluation was basically, in my opinion, just my opinion, to see if once you lost all the weight, if you could handle all that. Because there's some people who cannot handle all that, and it might be overwhelming to them, you know? And I get it. I totally understand it. There's nothing wrong with that. because that's a part of life. We all human. Ain't nobody perfect. I know I'm not. Far from it, actually. But yeah, the whole weight loss surgery, again, I'm not knocking anybody who has done it. I'm not knocking anybody who tries to or who's inquiring about it. Because if it's going to help and it's a way that can help you, then I'm all for it. We all need to be on this earth longer. It's just fact. We all got to take care of ourselves. Now, what I don't care for as far as the weight loss surgery is concerned, and again, this is from my experience, my personal experience, and kind of what I've noticed in other people. Now, not all, because I know some who have been able to maintain and keep the weight off. But I've seen a lot of people who have had the surgery and like maybe the first couple of years, everything is good. Then all of a sudden, you notice they start putting the weight back on. And it's not fluctuating, it's just going back up. Next thing you know, they're back to the size that they were before they had the surgery, if not bigger. Now, I've noticed this in a few people. I'm not going to speak on who. It's not my business to. And that's just foul. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me if that was the case. But what I've noticed and put together between those two factors with the gaining back of the weight and what I had experienced, they tell you when you get this surgery, they tell you everything you need to do as far as like, they called it dumping syndrome. And it was basically you eat something that you're not supposed to eat, and then you involuntarily vomit it back up because you weren't supposed to have it. Now, granted, it doesn't happen with everyone, because I've seen some people who have eaten stuff that they wasn't supposed to eat and nothing happens. Well, then you get that frame of mind where, well, shoot, if I can try it with this, let's see if it'll work with this. And next thing you know, they done tried it with everything that they love to eat still, and you right back to square one. Now, what I've noticed is that they'll tell you what not to eat for dumping syndrome and stuff like that. And they do their part as far as, okay, well, yeah, you need to eat better and blase this, blase that. But what hasn't been explained, at least to my knowledge anyway, is how to adapt to a whole other lifestyle. This new lifestyle that you are, or that you're in, I should say, this thinner you're not going to be able to have that same frame of mind that you had with the bigger you. You know, you can't go back to eating everything like you was eating it before. You can't have two plates back to back piled up at dinner time. That's not going to work. You might not be able to eat the ice cream or the cookies and candy bars and whatever that you used to eat before. And you have to retrain your mind into that whole frame, because if not, you're gonna be right back to that, bruh. And that can also mess with your mind, because it's like, well, shit, I done lost all this weight. I'm looking good. I got attention. I'm feeling good. Most importantly, I'm feeling good, you know, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. You can do things that you didn't think that you could do before, you know. So I mean, it feels good to the mind and body, definitely. But when you put the weight back on, now that's messing with your mind yet again. So, well, shoot, I was looking good, man. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling good. I was doing things that I didn't think I could do before, you know. And now I'm back to this. It's like, well, what did I do wrong? Or I done failed at this. And your mind just goes into that dark place, that sunken place, you know. And let me just be the first to tell you, and I'm sure y'all have probably heard this before, but failure is a part of life. You know what I'm saying? If you fail, put yourself in a position to win again. Don't give up on yourself. Do not settle. Don't settle, because at the end of the day, what settles always ends up at the bottom. Look at a clear glass with something in it, and you're going to see that for yourself. Proof. But if you fail at it, do not give up. If you can lose it once, you can lose it again. For sure. Because hell, that was me. I said I went down to 280 in 2013, 2014 to being back up to 365 in 2019. But again, I was not adopting those habits. You know, I mean, right now, I think I might be at about 195. I'm trying to get to 185. That's stage 5 of weight loss. Now, let me break that down to you, because black folks be like, it's 5 stages of it. And the first stage is the side eye with the question, you losing weight? Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. Step 2 is basically the look, side eye again. Now it's, you done lost some weight, haven't you? I'm glad you noticed it. Thank you. Yeah, I see you, brother. Keep up the good work. Stage 3. Now it's the smiling. Yeah, brother. I see you, man. I see you, brother. You wasting away to nothing. That's when I started giving you all them little compliments to help boost your ego. And I mean, yeah, it does help, no doubt. But yeah, man, I see you. You wasting away to nothing, man. Keep up the good work. Again, appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad people noticing. That's when the females is like, okay, I see you. I see you doing it. Yeah, I'm glad you see it. I want you to see it. Thank you. That was step 3. Step 4 I ain't gonna say it's a side eye, but you get that short look, and then, man, how much weight you gonna lose? Like for real, man. I had to do a double take on you. All right, cool. So that means that a significant amount has come off, and people starting to really take notice. Because you see people like, I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's me. And then they be like, well, how did you lose all that weight? Okay, so my go-to responses for that, I got 3 of them. And before I even say what they are, I'm going to tell you that none of it I have done. I haven't done any of it. So don't think that I have. It's all jokes, people. All jokes. My first patented response is peanut butter and crack sandwiches. Shout out to Chappelle Show and Tyrone Begums. My second reply, if I feel in the mood to say it, I'm on that cocaine and cantaloupe diet. Cantaloupe, yeah. Cocaine, no. Not crack either. And my third one, which I just started using maybe last year, that might be my favorite because it really fucks with people. I tell them I'm on that fish sticks and fentanyl diet. I don't do either. Just so we're clear, none of that shit. But the fifth and final step of weight loss, especially for Black folks, is you get that short look and then a slight look of concern from them. Then they ask you these questions. Is everything okay? You ain't sick, is you? You ain't on that stuff, is you? No, I'm fine and I'm drug free and I'm not sick. That's that fifth step of weight loss where you get real skinny when cats think they want to start trying to size you up. Oh, okay. You can try if you want to, but I guarantee you'll be running afterwards. But yeah, especially when the weight comes off rapidly like that. And I'm not going to say mine came off rapidly. It did come off sort of rapidly, but not at an alarming rate of rapidly. Again, thank God I've been managed to keep it off. We gonna continue to keep it off. We not going back to that. We not going back to the first 3 pictures. Not quite. That's not gonna happen. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I've been able to keep going with this as far as disciplining myself to sticking to what I've been doing. Now, I may add something in every now and again as far as a way to shock the body. I can't lie. I need to get more active in exercising. That kind of comes in like ebbs and flows and stuff. But also, I will say this, and it's not for defense or anything. Again, these are facts. I've been diagnosed with what they call vestibular migraines. And that basically is like vertigo on 100. And I wake up with it. In fact, I was out on sick leave for probably a good year and a half just because of that. I mean, there really is no cure for it because the dizziness, it can last again up from a year or it can just last for a day. You know what I'm saying? There's no in between on that. I am taking medicines for it. I'm not giving those out either because I'm not going to endorse anybody. But I mean, if anybody like really needs to like know, or if you suffer from those yourself and you don't have any type of cure, not cure, but ailment at least for it, hit me in the comments. I'd gladly let you know. Or if you could shoot me a DM or something like that, I'd gladly let you know. What else was I gonna say? I mean, that's basically like how that has been going for me. And again, just adopting that lifestyle change. You know, you really have to adopt and adapt to that lifestyle change and stick to it because that's what's gonna help you seriously. Developing good eating habits. I mean, not eating after a certain time. You know, I'm not going to say to skip meals or anything, but I mean, if you're doing fasting and stuff, then okay. Before I forget, let me shout out the uh the Friend Zone podcast. I know they got a new episode up right now, but it was episode 425 featuring Wendy and Jess of Food Heaven. Don't let me get that wrong. Food Heaven and the Diabetes Digital Podcast. That episode was really eye opening, and it was really they gave out a lot of good information on that episode. Basically, Wendy and Jess they got that digital podcast about diabetes and stuff. And basically, what they were talking about was actually their nutritionalists that actually know how to prepare meals for people who were diabetic. They broke down the different types of diabetes and everything. And as far as like the treatments, the medications for them. They spoke on that whole Ozempic thing. And yeah, I mean, Ozempic it does help lose weight, but that's strictly for diabetes. The other one, I can't speak on. I want to say it's Wegovy. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. They said that is kind of in the same vein, but that's actually geared and designed to help lose weight. So I don't want to give up too much information because I might mess it up, but please, not even if you're diabetic, if you just want to get yourself together, please go check out that Friend Zones episode 425. Shout out to Dustin Ross. Shout out to Hey Friend Hey. Shout out to Asante. Shout out to Wendy and Jess because y'all really gave up some real dope information on that. And major salute to y'all. And please check out that diabetes digital podcast as well. Because you can get a whole lot of good information. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of good information that'll help. I'm trying to think what else is there to speak on about this. I mean, y'all probably like, well, how the hell is you speaking on a fashion podcast and talking about weight loss and all that stuff? Well, I did say it was going to be about physical health, mental health, and wellness, and all that stuff too. And shit, if that ain't fashionable, I don't know what the fuck is. And on top of that, again, it opens your window to what you can buy. Trust me, I done ran through so many stores, and you can get all the fly stuff at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross's. Just find out the days they got their shipments coming in. Or if you live in an area where you got stores that cater to the rich, or if you got like some hood stores that have what you like, and you got TJ Maxx's and all that by them, you can clean up for cheap. Trust me, I've done it. And ain't nothing more fashionable than being fly, but not paying a lot to look at. Where's the lie in that one? I'm just saying. But yeah, man. Please start investing in yourself if you haven't already. Just take one step and keep going. That's all you gotta do. If you fail, you can get back on it. Just don't give up on yourself. Bottom line, you more important than maybe even what you think. On some realness. And on that note, shout out to all of our subscribers. Again, previous, new, old, whatever. We appreciate you. Shout out to all the viewers. We appreciate you as well. I mean, why don't you just come on in? You didn't watch it, just come on and subscribe. Don't act like you don't like it. Come on now. Shout out to the Schwebel Room fam. Again, like I said on Deeper Dives, we lightweight about to go get our own streaming network on y'all. And I'm speaking that into existence. I mean, shoot. Again, we got the OGs for 3PMD. We got the Dirty 30. Again, old man Painless said he gonna bring back the merciful mics and random shh. So keep eyes out for that. You got me and Drew's, the Deeper Dives Dialogue Unlimited. You got Drew's and the Shaman, Beyond the Veil. You got me and Beatdown with the handsome Beatdown, because hey, you can get beat down so handsomely. And last but not least, you got Where You At Right Now, the left leg of Goldtron. You know what I'm saying? So again, please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend and tell that one as well. Thank y'all for sitting here and listening to me being candid about my personal journey through weight loss and self-investment. I mean, I'm wishing anybody who decides to start this, I wish you all the best of luck. I mean, shoot, if you need to, again, get at me. We can support each other, hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you. But on that note, signing off, y'all. It's been a great one. Peace.